this is what happens.
Well, I guess we can have a friend for the rest of the show. Unless might come
No,
back
I think
later.
they will be funny, actually. Imagine if he jumps again here on top of my chair. It will be funny. So.
That was a different cat to the one before, wasn't it? Was that a different cat to the one we saw before?
Yeah, I have 2 cats.
Okay.
One black and one... But they're fine.
Well, I started the recording. I like to do that to people. So, welcome to episode 30 of Tech Over Tea.
Oh my god.
I am going to completely butcher your name if I even try to pronounce it. So, how about you tell people what your name is?
My name is Alojz. That's
Alojz.
how you pronounce it in... Yeah.
Okay.
And the confusion comes from the way it's written in Serbian and the way it should be written in English, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So in English, it should be Alois, for example, and then you should be able to pronounce it.
Right, okay. I've got... the scene here, I've got it written as the way you have it on your Twitter and your library accounts.
Yeah, that's the correct way, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
At least that's what I'm used to, of course.
Well, I'm happy to go with whatever you're more used to. It doesn't really bother me. It's going to be the same pronunciation regardless, and I'm probably going to butcher it either way.
As it is written, and pronounce it as I told you. So
mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
It.
Easy, that works for me. So, how are you doing?
I'm actually super excited. I'm fine. Yeah? But I'm excited because this is my first live stream or recording and interview or name it. Yeah,
well,
so
think about it like this, okay? Most of the people...
Be gentle. Be gentle.
Be gentle.
Okay.
I'll try not to cut you off, but Discord's always a little bit annoying with that. There's a bit of a delay and it gets in the way of trying to talk to people, but I will try to be nice because some people have called me out for doing it.
Okay, thank you.
Well, okay, think about it like this, okay? Most of the people I've brought on have basically never even recorded the video, so you're at least ahead of those people. Like, most people I've brought on have just been friends from uni, so you'll be fine.
I guess so. The only thing actually I don't like is my voice. When I hear my voice, that's actually what's stopping me from recording my own videos and stuff. You may maybe have noticed that I usually have MD files published or just videos without my voice. I just record things, put some background music, and that's it. So maybe I will break the ice now with you. Thank you.
Well, your voice is definitely really distinctive. So some people will definitely recognize it. Most people aren't. Most people in Australia, at least, definitely aren't used to hearing a voice like yours. So it will definitely be easy to remember. That's for sure.
Okay. So is that a good or a bad thing?
I would say it's a good thing for sure.
Okay.
But to be fair, Americans think that Australian accents sound good, so I don't know. Don't trust anyone else what thinks about an accent, so...
Yeah, and I'm not a native English speaker. I'm from Serbia, and English is not my mother tongue, so that's why. But
everyone I've heard...
I maybe sound like sorry.
So I was going to say, everyone I've ever heard say that, they've spoken better English than a lot of people I know, so... you always see people online my English, I'm really worried about it. It's not my first language, and it's just all in perfect English, no mistakes whatsoever. It's like, what are you worried about? Yeah. Stop.
Okay, I will stop.
So, why did we bring you on the show? Well, you created a service called LBRYlytics, which I will bring up on the screen right now. So if anyone who doesn't actually use LBRY as just a video platform at all, LBRY is basically an alternative video platform to YouTube, and it's a blockchain-based service. And then LBRYlytics is, I would say, the best way to think of it would be like the social blade of LBRY. Would that be fair to say?
I think it's more like Google Analytics for your website or analytics in YouTube if you created on YouTube. So basically, how I got to that idea is I had a friend. I still have a friend. And we used to stream some gameplay on one of our channels, but we didn't know which video made which amount of money on, in library credits. Because one day he would stream something, another day I would stream something. But library is not good in sharing permissions on the channel. You can't share the channel with someone else to moderate it.
It's really bad right now. People they've asked for it in the past, but just hasn't happened at this point, and I don't know how difficult it would even be to even do something like that.
Well, I think they have that in a protocol. They could do it, but
okay.
Yeah, like everything else, it's on the way.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good way to describe everything with library right now.
Yeah. So to continue, so what I did, I knew about librarynomics, but that was just a top level view of everything. You could just see a channel kind of statistics, but I wanted something in more detail, and that's someone on library posted something about this is a Python script to get your tips on a channel level.
Yeah, I do remember
and
that
that's
one.
How I actually, so that's actually how I discovered that there is something called a chain query. I wasn't aware about that before that post, and then I just saw it's like you do queries like an ordinary MySQL, style, and that's how it all started, and that's it. Yeah.
So it's definitely a service that library is really needed, because there obviously is a bit of analytics built onto library, but I think when you started making this, there wasn't any analytics in the library client, was there? I think this was before that was built in.
They had weekly emails that you get from library,
but there was nothing in the app.
Really top level.
Yeah, but there was nothing at all in the app at that point, was there?
No, I don't think so. But they had they could show you this is your video or your post with most views or something, but nothing in detail.
Yeah,
you can't see your performance over day-on-day performance, for example. That's still not possible.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I don't think there's really been that much of an upgrade to the library built-in analytics. I think it's still showing top performing video, subscribers for the week, and views for the week, and that might still be it. Maybe it shows your top video of the week or something as well, but it's nothing like what you have over on LBRYlytics.
No. So yeah.
Like they don't even have they don't even have things like graphs or anything like that, which they could very easily bring in.
So the thing is, with LBRYlytics, I'm still using their own chain query instance, the public one.
Yeah.
Which is actually limited. It's limiting me in number of requests, or it just throttles everything, and that's why it's slow.
Yeah.
I tried to optimize everything as much as I could. Everything is cached, so I'm just getting data which is I get the latest timestamp of the data that I have, and then I just get the new stuff, and then I cache that again. So basically, I'm just getting always some fresh things.
Yeah.
That applies for tips, for views. Actually, views are live. I'm getting the current amount of views, but I'm caching every midnight. I'm getting all of the views for every single publish for all of the channels that are actually monitored by LBRYlytics. So at the moment, I think it's like 46,000 publishes that are being monitored for views. And they launched Odysee last evening.
They did. I do want to talk about that in a bit as well.
Yeah, so they are using the same API to get likes and dislikes, that new feature that they introduced. So that those two numbers are coming from the same API, where I get the views and the number of subscribers. So they told me on Discord that it's a feature of Odysee, not library. But it's using the same API. You could just modify the front end of library.tv and put it there,
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what's happening there, but I'm pretty sure I can just implement that same thing as it will behave the same as views, and just sniff the numbers and store in LBRYlytics, and you will have a few more charts. So that would be awesome.
The way it's working at this point, if I'm understanding correctly, with the likes and dislikes, is you're saying it's the same API, so they just haven't built the front end for it on the actual Library TV website.
Yeah, and their API is actually that's the centralized part of their story. So all these tips are on a blockchain, but everything else is like centralized. The views. I'm not sure about subscribers. For that, I'm not sure. So views, dislikes.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure about that one, actually. Yeah. I think subscribers might be on the blockchain, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I know. I'm not sure too. So, okay. But views, likes, and dislikes, I'm 99% sure it's like a centralized feature. So I think if you're running the library app and you don't opt in for those statistics, I think your numbers will not show in. So that's it.
I know that's definitely true for views. Likes and dislikes are very new, so I don't have any information on those. I haven't spoken to anyone on the team about that, but I would have to assume that they are probably in the same boat. Same boat. I can't even speak English now.
Yeah. So I basically like what they did with likes and dislikes, flame and slime, how they call it, which is bringing something like unique to that platform. But under the hood, this is still library. So all of your videos, all of your channels, everything is there. So I don't see a problem in putting likes and dislikes numbers in LBRYlytics. So maybe I should put a little tag saying that these are your numbers from Odysee.com, and then
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea, especially. I'm not sure what's happening with Library TV at this point. I was supposed to be in a discussion the other day with why am I blanking on his name? The head of promotion, Julian Chandra. I was supposed to be in a chat with him the other day, but I had to pull out of that because I had some family stuff come up. And he was going to be talking about why Odysee even exists in the first place. So I'll have to see if they've got a recording of that. And I know they were going to, like, the LBRYnomics guys were going to put it up as like a LBRYnomics podcast, but I don't know if they ended up getting a recording. But I do know that Odysee was basically created because the library name has a lot of SEO problems. It's a very difficult term to search for because it will very frequently try to autocorrect you to things like just library or just there's other sorts of slight things that have like a very close to LBRY as well.
Too. I noticed that too because when you try to Google for LBRYlytics, it will not show up. If you type in library and then space analytics, it will bring up many results like library analytics for actual libraries, the physical. So that's it.
Yeah, it's not a great SEO term. Now, Odysee, on the other hand, it's a bit better because I'm pretty sure it refers to like some Greek dude. So I think we're fine on that side. Let's bring up Odysee. Also there's the Assassin's Creed game.
Homer. Homer, the Greek.
Oh.
Philosopher.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I have no. Oh, I knew it was some Greek thing, but I had no idea what it was.
He wrote Iliad and Odyssey. Yeah.
Let's see what this says. The Odyssey is one of the two major ancient Greek epic poems attributed to Homer. It is one of the oldest extant works of literature still read by contemporary audiences. Cool. Okay. Anyway.
They actually made us read that in primary school. So that's why I know.
I don't recall anything from primary school. I think I read like the Goosebumps books or something. That's all I can recall.
Okay.
But I do really like the new Odysee interface. it definitely is much better than what we had on Library TV.
It is, but if you look at that, it's almost the same. It's just details that made it. You can actually see how little library.tv needed to actually become something. Really
I've
awesome.
said this to, I think I was saying it in the LBRYlytics Discord. Library has finally hit the point where it is the absolute baseline for what a video platform in 2020 actually needs. Like, we have likes and dislikes, we have comments and replies, we have notifications. We're actually at the minimum baseline now. We can actually start, maybe attracting people to join the platform.
For live streaming, maybe live streaming. And ads. Yeah, that's controversial.
Yeah, ads. I've talked in support of them in the past, but I can see why some people would be against them. I just want to see this platform have a scalable monetization system that can actually exist into the future.
Yeah, but look at this. Last evening, we had a discussion on general channel on Discord about ads. So not everyone was like agreeing on anything, but we came to the conclusion that how it should work. So basically, you as an advertiser, you want your ad to be seen. You put excuse me. You will put, for example, 10 LBC price on your video to be shown up by someone.
Yeah.
On their content. So as a creator, you opt in for ads. You say, I want ads on this video. Okay. You will get 7 LBC for per view, and the viewer should get like 3 LBC. So everyone wins.
Yeah. So it keeps up the distribution of LBC amongst the community, like we already have now.
Exactly, because the advertiser would need to go and buy some LBC to advertise. The other thing is this actually allows you as a consumer, as an end user, as a viewer, to go and have an option to disable ads. You don't need ad blockers. You can just disable ads. But why would you do it if you are paid 3 LBC out of 10 to view the ad, And if you know that 100% is going to the creator, why not? There is no middleman. So,
yeah. I think that's definitely an interesting approach for sure.
Yeah.
Because the big problem Library has right now is they can talk all about being decentralized as much as they want, but there is still a lot of centralization in the current setup because the entirety of the monetization comes from Library, the company. Obviously, you have some people sharing LBC around, but I've noticed that ever since the amount coming from Library has actually been, coming down, there has been significantly less actually being passed around between the community. I've been keeping a track of the numbers I've been getting every month, and they've been slowly dwindling, but my views have been staying about the same. So that's definitely a problem I want to see addressed.
No, not everyone is willing to spend their hard-earned tips,
Yeah, for sure.
but that's what will be fixed with advertisement, actually.
Yeah.
Because the advertisers would go to the exchange and buy actual LBC. It's not from the company. It's just And then we could expect skyrocketing in the price.
I would definitely like skyrocketing for sure, because LBC is not faring super well right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm hodling LBC, but I'm not spending. I just got what I got initially, and I'm still sitting with that. I'm earning tips and stuff, rotating my supports as everyone does here to boost their videos and content. But I'm still not selling anything. No.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I did make a tip recently to LBRYlytics. You might have seen that come in.
I think I saw it. Yeah.
It was like
I think you tipped my main channel, not.
Oh, it might have been the main channel. Yeah, I don't know. It was like 1,000 or so.
Yeah, that was you. Yeah, I guess that. Thank you.
No worries.
Yeah.
And what was I going to say? Right. I'm still holding on at this point. Like I would say 90% of the LBC I have, I got for free. So no matter what the price actually is, I'm in the green. So I'm kind of just watching it to see where it goes. I either make a couple $1,000 or I make a couple $100,000. Like, I don't really care at this point.
Yeah. I think I did the same. I did the same thing when I actually started with crypto and everything. I didn't have anything. I started like with 100 euros, like 150 Australian dollars.
Yeah.
And then traded on one platform. And what they did, they introduced some tokens that you get as a reward for trading.
Mm-hmm.
And also came up with a system that was in the time of the huge bull run to 20K. So what I did, I traded on Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
So it's binary options trading, but I used Bitcoin as an indicator of the next move of Litecoin.
Mm-hmm.
So if I saw Bitcoin jump like 5 times in a row on a chart, like $100, $100, I would immediately put a buy because I would immediately put a buy on Litecoin because it was like delayed 5 or 10 seconds behind Bitcoin, and I didn't lose a thing. I made some money there. I went like crazy, like 25x on this thing.
Yeah, that's a bit more
I was
impressive.
all green.
A bit more impressive than my trading experience has been. I like staking coins because I am terrible at reading the market. I'll just buy, I'll stake it, and I'll leave it. That's all.
Yeah, but I just noticed that this the Litecoin was following Bitcoin, and there is a delay between them, and that's it. And I used that, so I didn't have much money to start with, but I made some decent amount.
Yeah.
But what happened? I earned a lot of tokens that they introduced as a reward for trading, and then I just sold that for some Ethereum or something, and immediately I was like, I had like 2 Bitcoins worth of everything. I was like, okay, where did this come from? I don't know.
So how long have you actually been?
Since then, it just stopped, and I don't know. All the time, I fell into some hot potato action, and I lost a lot of things. So,
Jesus. Yeah. So it sounds like you've been around in the crypto sphere for at least a couple of years. Then, how long would you say you've actually been interested in it?
Well, a little bit before that bull run, maybe. What was it? 2018, maybe spring 2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've had like an eye on it for a long time. Like I knew about Bitcoin back when I was in high school. And
for some reason I refused to know about it.
I was like a part of the nerdy group, so I kind of had to know about it. And then I always saw it and I was like, oh, this is dumb. It crashes, and then a couple of weeks later, just like whoop, like oh. And then I forget about it for a while. I should have put money on it, and I watch it just crash into the ground again. Whoop. It's like, all right. And like I could have bought Bitcoin back when it was like, I don't know, 5,000 or something. And here we are now.
Oh yeah.
But hey, hopefully one day LBC can be at least 50 cents, and then maybe I can be on that side again. That'd be nice.
Yeah, buy some more pizza.
Yeah, maybe that 1,000 tip I gave you will be worth a little bit more one day.
Yeah, imagine that. One day I will celebrate you like, oh, okay. This guy made me rich. Just kidding.
To be fair, I've got plenty to go around. I was one of the creators who got one of those LBC sticks a few months back.
I did too.
Ah, okay, yeah.
And for a totally unrelated channel, actually, they refer to me not as a Alojz channel, but as a Clash of Beards channel, which is the gaming channel that I use with my friends.
Yeah, I have seen that channel. Yeah, I didn't even realize that was your other channel.
Yeah. But you can actually know everything about everyone there because it's all on a blockchain. If you want to dig, you will find it.
Let's see if we can... Is the library search engine going to work today? Let's see if we can find it. Clash of Beards. Hey, look, it works now. That's impressive.
Yeah, it's usually my friend playing Tekken.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. but we didn't play anything in a long time.
Oh, I can't wait till I have time to play games again. That'll be nice.
Me too. I made a collection. I have every single PlayStation here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And
nice.
all of the games, not playing anything.
Yeah, sadly, I got rid of my old consoles. Now I just have my PS4 sitting in this drawer right here, off to the side.
Yeah, no time.
That's why I want to start game streaming, so then I can say to myself, I'm not wasting time. I'm actually building up a streaming side of my media career.
Yeah, I actually don't consider playing games a waste of time, because if you like playing games, that's actually, it could boost your creativity, your happiness. It's not a wasted time, Well, so you need to do in your life what you like to do.
Sure, yeah,
that's the point. But we simply don't. I can see you have the same problem as I do. We don't have time. Time is like.
Yeah, my problem right now is I'm doing full-time uni. I'm working on the channel, which is 7 videos a week plus this. So I would say like 30 hours or so a week on that. Plus I'm working 20 hours a week in my job. So it would probably be fair to say that I'm working like 70 or 80 hour a week. So I'm not exactly I don't have much time to add another hobby onto that. The YouTube channel is enough of a hobby for me right now. Once that uni stuff's out of the way, then we can decide what I want to do with that extra time.
Dude, I think sleeping is overrated. You don't need to sleep.
No, I get 8 hours of sleep every night. Sleep is very important.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so back to library.
Yeah.
I wanted to say something about having all those LBC. It's not much. It's like, I'm not hiding. It's like 100,000. You could see that in my screenshots or videos or whatever. So 100,000. I'm actually doubting, should I sell some of that or convert to Bitcoin and buy some better hosting for... It's really expensive. That's the thing. I want a server to be able to run chain query on my own or new library SDK to boost things up, to make this more stable and faster. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say about this.
How much would how much are you paying for hosting now, and how much extra would it be to do what you want to do?
Okay, I will let you guess.
Oh Lord, I have no idea. The only hosting I've seen is like blog hosting, and that's dirt cheap. I'm sure you're paying way more than that.
No, I'm okay. So I'm paying 150 euros per year, and this is a shared hosting with 10 of my other websites.
Ah, okay, yeah.
So that's why I tried so hard to optimize everything so badly. And this works right now with 200 users on a shared hosting.
Okay.
I think it's good. Yeah. So, yeah. But there is a problem. I have a limit on my database size to 1 gig. Right now, I'm at 42 megabytes with all of the data for all of the channels there. So what I did, I have some primary key in a table, but then I store everything as gzipped blob. So it reduced the space usage in like 5 times. So I was pretty happy with that. But still, if I need some data, can you go to LBRYlytics.com/top-channels?
LBRYlytics.com/top-channels.
No, that's not linked anywhere yet.
Okay, we'll wait for it to load. There we go, cool. I'm going to chalk that up to me being in Australia. That could also be slowing it down as well.
Maybe.
I don't know. Anyway, yes.
So, why I'm bringing this up? For example, I have this table with subscriber counts, and as I said, everything is compressed in blobs. But for this feature to work, which I will soon link to the main menu, I needed to have another field in a database to actually have an uncompressed number of the latest number that I have for each channel. So that will actually increase the size of the database table and everything. So I'm always constantly fighting with performance, space issues and everything. So it's pretty interesting. And it's actually good. I'm improving my skills by solving these kind of problems. So, yeah.
This actually... Well, What do you plan to actually do with this site? Because right now it's not really serving much of a purpose besides, or outside of what LBRYlytics already does anyway.
LBRYlytics, I know. It's not LBRYlytics. What this will do, this is a top list.
Mm-hmm.
But LBRYlytics takes all of the channels that exist on the blockchain. I don't know how they collect their data. I guess they just scan everything. But what my approach was to actually, maybe you saw that from the beginning, to kind of crowd source everything.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, if you as a user add a new channel on LBRYlytics, it will appear on this list, because it will start being monitored for subscribers and views and whatever. So what I plan with this, many people requested registration-free access. Can you see now? You go to this list and you go to charts and you will see everything as if you are logged in. So
I'm already logged in anyway. How do I log out that one? 1 second.
That's not finished, but there will be a way for you to go to that list, and then you will be able to say, this channel, let's see their publishes and stats and everything.
Okay, that's awesome.
So you don't need to, yeah, and that will actually bring more users, because many users don't like the idea of registration.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm not logged in, so I can still see this. Cool.
Yeah.
That would actually be useful, because otherwise I wasn't really sure what this was actually doing. But yeah, having that as a way to access channels would be useful.
Publicly. Yeah.
I presume at some point you want to have it so you can access just any channel like this.
Yeah.
But I can see how that would be a bit expensive at some point.
Yeah. Yes. Because remember, I'm not funded by anyone. I got tips from you, from library team. They actually sent me something. But that's still like, I'm still not a company. I'm no one. This is just my hobby project, if you will.
Yeah.
Basically.
You're one of many hobby projects.
Yeah, maybe you visited my website. You saw what I did.
I did see that, yes.
Yeah. What else? Oh, I don't know.
Well, okay. There's one thing slightly annoying about LBRY, and I'm sure this is gonna be annoying on the website on this website as well. I don't know what the for thumbnail so channel profile pictures and channel backgrounds, they can both be animated, and I don't know what the maximum size for that is, but I know you can have some really, really large animated GIFs, which I can see being a problem.
But maybe you noticed they implemented some front-end library to actually show animations as a static image, and then when you hover it, it renders the same thing on a canvas or something, if I saw correctly. So I don't know. Yeah, which brings me back to Odysee. What happened on Odysee? They put a background color on the image element, which is your profile picture on the channel. And if you saw LBRYlytics page on library.tv, I actually did a semi-transparent GIF, and I kind of combined that with a cover image, and it looks nice and everything. And now on Odysee, they have a background color, so my transparency serves nothing. I mean, and I told them immediately, please remove this background color. Because some people use that as a feature. It's not a bug, it's a feature. Yeah.
There's some things I'm not a big fan of about with Odysee right now. The column on the left side, they seem sort of arbitrary, the columns they have there, like the enlightenment column and the gaming and lab and things like that.
Especially enlightenment column. If you go there, can you find anything enlightening?
Let's see what we have. Why relativism is the most dangerous superstition, and it's a pic of a dude eating a piece of raw meat.
Lady Gaga, blah blah blah.
Deji is pathetic. Okay, sure, I can get behind that. There's a trailer for a random movie. Yoda watches Trump finally end TikTok forever. What am I reading?
That's enlightening. I'm telling you, that should go to the rabbit hole. Actually.
Oh, here we go. Here's a good one. Waifu Adventures Season 3, Episode 5, Making a Fake ID for Megarine. What?
Yeah.
Like, some of these are, like, make sense. Like, the gaming and things like that, there's nothing wrong with that, but what is this
I think I know what the
one?
problem is. They made those categories based on tags. Each category pulls some publishes with certain tags. But the problem is they limited you to put only 5 tags on a upload because many people were abusing that. But you can still abuse it if you put one tag. If you allow one single tag to be on something, they will still abuse that. They will just put the category they want this to appear in. So
even after they did fix that, there was still people being like, "Okay, here's my my Bitcoin scam. I'm going to tag it as automobile, gaming. I don't know,
exactly."
Makeup, or actually, I don't think there's any makeup content on Library. Anyway, whatever the popular tags on Library actually are right now. Just tag it as Library. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
But, yeah, looking at the website, we mentioned it before, but there wasn't really anything super major that's actually been done to Odyssey. Like, it's a better interface, but they're all very, very tiny changes, like making better use of the interface space, or adding the notifications, other things like that. There's
actually nothing... I remember now.
Yes,
I remember now what I want. So notifications. I have notifications on Library TV for a month now because I was in testing.
How well do they work? Because I use the desktop app and I haven't tested them yet.
It worked pretty fine. I mean,
okay, cool.
It's okay. It's better right now. It looks nicer on Odyssey, but I think they polished that first on library.tv.
Yep.
So if another thing, I think they did this for marketing purposes. So if you look at Odyssey and you go to homepage, you will see that the videos occupy entire space of the screen.
Let's see if I can do this without breaking everything. I've just got my thing in like half the screen right now. Okay, I don't know what people are seeing when they look at this, but
yeah, but you're seeing more content.
Yeah, you see more content.
Yeah, so that feature, that fix, that pull request was on library.tv like 2 weeks ago, and they actually merged that and put on library.tv.
Yeah,
it was live for maybe a day, and they put it down because I guess this is just my guess. Someone in the background, marketing guy, said, "No, let's keep this cool feature for Odyssey to stand out." You know what I mean?
Maybe I'll have to bring on Julian and ask him if he was the one who was behind that.
No, I'm pretty sure there is no way, because I saw that live and they put it down. You know, they reversed that change from library.tv, and hoping no one notices. Yeah. Conspiracy theories. Yeah.
It's not too outrageous, to be honest. Like, I could see that definitely happening, because otherwise it's going to be hard enough. Okay, it's hard enough to get people to join one extra other platform. Then getting people to move somewhere else, even if it's the exact same platform, there's going to be definitely some what's the best way to describe it? Some teething problems there, I guess. Like, it's already hard enough to convince people to actually use Library, and now that I guess it's still going to be Library, we're calling it something else. All that existing like marketing material we have now sort of just goes out the window. Like, Library TV is still around, but
yeah, I understand that Odyssey is just another front end for library.tv, and I'm more than happy to have my content automatically appear on that another fork, or call it whatever you wish. But one thing I don't agree with is, because I use my email to log into library.tv, how dare you put me on odyssey.com to be able to log into another domain with my same email and password? They never asked me to do that, you know?
Yeah, this is well, that just shows how little difference there actually is. Odyssey is just a different set of HTML. That's all it is.
Yeah, exactly. So if they say to me that they can't display
I guess they added some extra API stuff and then didn't implement it on the main site, but Odysee itself is still just a different front end.
Yeah, the main site is using the same API. So the main site only misses the front end for likes and dislikes. API is there. They can just put it there. I mean, but no, we will put that in next few weeks. I understand that from marketing point of view, you want to push Odysee with new features and stuff. Okay, so be it.
I think in the long run, this will be an improvement. It's just going to be a bit of a weird. I guess it will be less weird when there is a third party running an interface. That's the big problem we have right now. Right now we have Library TV and Odysee, both run by Library Inc. So they're both it's still a centralized solution. But when you look at, say, Hive, for example, you have Hive Blog, you have PeakD, you have 3Speak, you have other things that I'm forgetting about because I don't care. All of these they all interact with Hive, but they're all managed by separate groups. I think ultimately that's going to be the best thing. I was going to say, I think ultimately that'll be the best place for Library to get to, but right now it's a little bit weird.
Yeah, it is. I suggested last evening to them, what's next? captainslog.com. So it only pulls MD posts from library. You can only read.
But that's the thing. If some third party wanted to do that, I think that would be really cool. But having library do these extra things, I get that they're trying to push the community to take up these projects. But I think the best solution for now would be make one entry point really good so that people start seeing this as a good video platform, and then once that happens, then you can actually start building up these separate things. And I don't know about Odysee, but I presume the like with Library TV, the source code is still open. Have you seen it? Is that correct or not?
I didn't check.
Okay. Because if it's not, that kind of goes completely against the idea of making it easy for these separate interfaces to exist. Because if they, it would be very, if they just made it open source, then anyone who has that bit of money, they could go and start up a server and then make, I don't know, Odysee.blog or whatever. And I don't know if it's open or not, but I hope it is.
I actually had an idea to create a crowdfunding, like a campaign website based on library. But the thing is, you can't guarantee that if I, for example, put my library credits on some project, there is no way they can guarantee that they will actually do that project. I mean, how does that work? I don't know. But
we haven't a guarantee with Indiegogo anyway.
Yeah. So when you say that, it means that we could do it on library using library protocol.
Surely could. It couldn't be any worse than what already exists. And considering some of the sort of sketchy things that have popped up on library already, I'm sure it will fit right in. Do you remember a few months back when there were people saying, pay me X amount of LBC and I'll give you a support for X amount of time?
Yeah. Isn't that the Whalebot right now or something?
It's Whalebot now, but there was a thing in the past where it was just some random channel. It was just tip me 1,000 LBC and I will support you 10,000 for 24 hours or whatever, which wasn't a good deal whatsoever. No one would ever make money back from that. But Whalebot actually is a really interesting project. For anyone who doesn't use library doesn't know what that is, the Whalebot is basically going to be the death of library. So basically what it is a bot that goes around and basically boosts up other content. Now, this is the reason why Steam is such a mess. So if you go look up Steam bots, Steam the video platform, not Steam the gaming one, terrible naming. I don't know how they managed to think that was a good idea. But there's a list of all of these bots you can just donate to, and they'll just boost up your content, which is kind of how that platform basically actually survives.
That's why Odysee, actually library, not only Odysee, because it's library API. They have likes and dislikes now. You can actually use that to filter out the good and the bad.
Do they do anything at this point, or are they just aesthetic? You don't know at this point?
It's not aesthetic because it's stored somewhere, because you have an API endpoint to get those numbers, which means that those numbers are connected to some claim ID.
Okay, better question. Do they affect the algorithm is the better question.
I don't know. I don't think they had the time to implement that. This is only what I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't spoken to anyone just yet either.
Yeah, but if this was my baby, if I did that in-house, I would use those numbers to actually fine-tune the recommendation engine or whatever. Yeah.
I do think it's going to be important because one of the problems library has right now is it's very much in favor of the whales, and I abuse this myself. People who have a lot of LBC will be at the top. Yeah, you're going to because you have the LBC. People who have a lot of LBC are going to always be at the top, and it doesn't even matter how big their channel is. I can start up a new channel tomorrow, put 200,000 on the first video that comes out on that channel, be at the top of trending.
Exactly. And that's what all of us are doing.
And it could I could literally upload a video of paint drying and I could get it to the top of trending.
Yeah. And by the way, get some LBC as tip view reward.
Yeah.
Yeah. For what? Yeah.
I think
that's what we all do.
There's also a slight problem with the way that actually works as well. When a verified viewer actually watches a video, the second they click play, it actually makes that tip. There's no reason why on, say, like Library TV or Odysee, they couldn't have like a slight delay so you can actually see like a little bit of the video, because there are people who are trying to basically, scam bait people with clickbait thumbnails.
This is not the case. This is not the case. So that's why I actually wanted to create a tips per view method. Like a ratio on LBRYlytics. That will come soon. I promise. I just don't have time.
That's so good.
But I noticed that the number of views does not compare to number of tips, basically. So you're not getting tips automatically for every view.
No, it's not every single view, but it's when a channel that is verified watches the channel. As soon as they click play, that automatically does a view tip.
Yeah, or is it waiting for a few seconds for you to actually watch something?
I don't think it is, because there would be no way to check that on like a third-party entry point.
Yeah. Interesting.
But I don't. This is the podcast of we have no idea what we're talking about. We're just sort of guessing by what we see. I'm pretty sure that's how it works, but I could be entirely mistaken.
Yeah, I always say I'm just guessing. Everything is just a guess.
At least it's a better educated guess than YouTube. At least you can see, if you want to put in the effort, what's actually happening. YouTube, it's like, here's this black box. Throw input in it, see what comes out.
Exactly, it's not a black box. Yeah, that's it.
And sometimes you do the exact same thing, and you get two completely different outputs, and you're like, okay, I don't even know what I've done wrong here.
Yeah, did you notice on YouTube, for example, in last few months, occasionally you would get some totally random video from some totally random channel with no subscribers?
Yeah, recently there's a
actually good. I got some Philippines children making houses out of mud houses or something.
All right, sure.
It's really high level production. You can see it's a good camera, good setting. Everything is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, no subscribers, nothing. They just started, and YouTube is boosting them. So are they in some kind of deal with YouTube? We don't know.
I saw something weird like that happen recently. It's not a completely unknown channel. This channel had like 9,500, so still very small on YouTube, but at least more than a couple hundred, like I've seen in some other instances. But this channel had like 9k subs, and then all of a sudden I just got my entire homepage was just full of their videos. I'm like, what happened here? They were good videos, that's the thing. But I don't know what YouTube's doing behind the scenes, what data they're scraping from my phone, and all the other things that are Google in my life. I
think it's the same as Facebook and everything else these days. They just decide for you. They decide what you should see. You're not the one in control. Before you could just follow someone and it will show up. But now they will decide, even if you follow them, no, we will show up this person more often than this one for some reason.
Well, you always hear the stories of people saying, oh, I talked about wanting to buy a laptop near my phone, and then all of a sudden I started getting ads for buying a laptop.
Not sure about that, but what happened to me, I was talking with my friend about... I know, he wanted some piece of furniture for his house. We only talked about that. I never Googled about that, nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure some application did have access to my microphone.
Yeah.
So I'm 100% on that.
It's entirely possible. Google definitely...
I saw the ad for the same thing. I saw the ad. So how the hell did you know? I never Googled that for that. Same.
That sounds like the cat has a problem.
Yeah. He went out to the terrace and now he's stuck or something. It's fine. Or maybe he's talking to other cats downstairs.
I don't know. What's happened to your camera? Oh, there we go. Now we're back.
Who, me?
Yeah, your camera went super blurry for a second.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't an artifacting problem, so I guess it must have lost focus or something.
No, I'm moving too fast.
Talking way too fast for it to keep the autofocus on you. There's before we go off too far off the topic, there was one thing that I get why it's on Odysee, but right on the top of the homepage there's the "Don't Be Evil" thing. Like it looks so out of place on the website. Like, I get what you're doing, but...
that's poking my eyes too, yeah. I don't like it.
If they want to keep it there, my suggestion would be, put it down the bottom, put it in, the little place where you'd normally have, a copyright section down the bottom of your page.
No, it looks like Super Mario or something. They should call it, not Odyssey, it's Yoshi's Island.
Yeah, I'm sure Nintendo would be real happy about that one. Call it, Yoshi's Island or something. Just stick an I in there, that's fine. That's how that works. But I really hope they don't keep this here. The rest of the page looks great. I like the color scheme, but this "Don't Be Evil," it's only funny for so long before it starts being a big eyesore.
Yeah, maybe there should be an option to close that. Yeah, I saw this. Yeah, just remember that in a cookie.
I don't know if you tried out Odysee when it was still behind the password wall, but they had a thing where you could give some feedback, and the first thing I wrote in my feedback was, "Can you just get rid of this? Just don't."
Yeah, it doesn't serve its purpose. I mean, it's cheesy. At least.
Or stick it in the FAQ or something. That's where you put funny things like that.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what else to say about LBRYlytics. When you look at it, it's not that big of a platform. It's small, but
what LBRYlytics?
Yeah.
Well,
it's really basic.
It's something that we seriously did need with the library, especially with the lack of analytics that existed, especially at the time, but even now that exists just within library itself. So I do hope that you have time to work on it, and you can hopefully at some point afford to upgrade the servers and actually do something more impressive with it rather than just relying on this shared hosting.
Yeah. What I actually did here, I did it really fast, in a month. And then after that, I rolled out some updates, but it was not something tangible, visible.
Yeah.
It was all under the hood to optimize things. So that's why people may think I don't do anything on this, but I do.
That's what I noticed, because you did a couple of videos right at the start, and then since then you haven't really done anything on it. But I did look through the changelog you had, and it was just like all of this under the hood stuff, and there's not really any way to show that to people. It's like, oh, I started caching stuff. Like, yeah, you could talk about that, but that doesn't make an interesting promotional piece, I guess.
People actually don't care about that. They just want some analytics platform. They don't care.
Yeah.
But I like to keep everything on the website like in a written form, so it's just transparent and available to everyone, and for me, just as a reminder what I did, or the home page, or if you go to about page. Yeah, you complained about capitalization.
Yeah.
In your vlog.
Yeah, the capitalization is I can see you threw some of these pages together pretty quickly.
So basically, this page is it doesn't have any purpose except for me to have like a reminder what I want to do, because I forget things.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's the capitalization on the home page as well.
Okay.
It's not a major thing. It's just something I spotted. I was just like, okay.
I know.
But
I know it's the same thing as if I spotted the "don't be mean" thing on the Odyssey. It's just something you spot.
To be fair, at least I haven't found any spelling mistakes yet. So.
Oh, really? Nice.
I haven't looked super hard for them, but there very well could be some. But.
Yeah, so the one thing I wanted to touch on, I never wanted to put any ads on LBRYlytics, but you may notice that there is an ad in the left side. Because I'm trying to get something from this, because I offer this for free.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to rely only on coffees or whatever. I'm not asking for any donations, but it's simply you can't run this for free. That's the thing. But I'm not actually earning anything from that ad.
You're saying there's an ad there, but I run Brave. So.
Yeah, I maybe just removed. I maybe just removed that. I don't know.
Well, no, I run Brave, so I don't see it in the first place.
But I'm actually drowning in coffees, and Dave from EEV blog got me 10 coffees.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, Dave is awesome. I've been watching his stuff for years.
Not the coffees. The awesome thing is, I was watching EEV blog for, I don't know, 5 years on YouTube. And he is, that person, Dave, is responsible for me discovering library. That's why that's how I discovered library and came here and everything.
I was going to ask you how you actually found it, but lucky you took us there anyway.
That's how I did it. On EEV blog. And I was so happy because, when you watch someone like with almost 1 million subscribers on YouTube for ages, and then he buys you a coffee for something you did, it's just okay.
That is pretty awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Let's see.
I was so surprised and honored, basically. Yeah.
Let's see. I think I initially did hear about I initially heard about library from some of the LBRYnomics guys, and back then they were Library Social. But I do remember seeing that video from EEV blog. I think that was one of the reasons why I initially ended up deciding to come over, because he had talked about like other platforms he was uploading content to, because I didn't know he existed outside of YouTube. Then I saw he was on the platform, and it sort of got me looking at who was also on the platform, and I saw, Tim Paul's on the platform, 3 Blue 1 Brown is on the platform, and Rucka Ali, and a bunch of other channels. I was like, how have I not, why have none of these people talked about this platform yet? I
don't know. But basically, I miss only one creator from YouTube to come to library, so I can completely avoid YouTube in the future. I don't need YouTube at all, basically.
I would definitely like to have that happen, but I watch a lot of stuff that's only on YouTube, so I can't really leave it right now. Maybe one day when library gets big enough, they'll eventually come over, but at least a good chunk of it is. Like, all of the political stuff I watch, that's already on Library now. And all of the Linux channels are on Library. I think there's like one Linux channel that isn't even on Library at this point.
How do you mean Linux channel?
Linux.
Linux. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. yeah.
I think, what was his
we
name?
have a lot of Linux channels.
There was a guy who used to be over here who left. What was his name?
I follow you, the Linux Gamer. Who else? I forgot. I can't remember right now, but a few.
I like to watch stuff where I can sort of just listen to it in the background. There's most of the time, unless I'm like eating something, I don't feel like I'm actually using my time productively if I'm just sitting there and watching something. So if it's something I can just put on the background as background noise, that's something I can actually typically enjoy. So I don't usually watch the same sort of content I make, where it's very, I guess, it's very visual, the sort of stuff I do. That's not, I can't really watch that right now.
But that also depends on the person, from person to person, because if I want to listen to something and want to focus on what I'm actually listening to understand what I'm listening, I can't do anything else.
Yeah.
I can't do two things at the same time. That's the problem. But if you can do something else and listen to something, good for you. It's nice. Yeah.
Well, there are times when I do have to, turn off the background noise when I'm trying to do some, like, hardcore programming stuff, but most of the time when it's just nothing super serious, I do like to have a bit of background noise.
I just put some, I don't know, music without any words. Just some beat or something.
That's typically how I deal with it when I'm trying to read research papers and stuff. If there's lyrics, I end up focusing on the lyrics and take way longer to read and don't really focus on what I'm trying to read either, and then I have to go back over it and it takes even longer to read.
Yeah, you just put some... I don't know what you're listening to. I listen to basically everything, but for when I'm programming, I usually have some non-vocal trance mix or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
usually bring
up... search for Sima Deep on YouTube. Maybe that's good. Or Frisky Radio. Go to Frisky Radio.
Frisky Radio.
Yeah. Or search for this guy on YouTube. Yeah, YouTube.
I'm not going to click on it just in case YouTube's not happy with me clicking on this, but I will check that out afterwards.
Yeah.
Typically
and friskyradio.com, it's a website.
Yeah.
They have a good radio.
Typically I'll bring up one of the 24/7 lo-fi channels and just play something on there. One of the this is music for studying and relaxing and things like that. And then you look at the comments on them, and it's just absolute nonsense. It's just you have one person every couple of minutes or so, like, hey, is anyone studying right now? And the rest of the comments are some political debate or some other nonsense, and it's just no one's actually doing any work.
We are not studying. We are just listening to this.
Mm-hmm.
We are replying to your comments. We are not studying.
Not even remotely studying.
Yeah.
So, how did you actually get yourself into programming in the first place? Because I know how I got myself into it, but everyone's got their own sort of story.
Well, I guess it was in primary school. So in Serbia we have 8 years of primary school, and on the last year you do some kind of a small project and get graded for that. Mm-hmm. So I took informatics for that, and basically what I did, I had my first computer back then. It was 1998. And I started playing around with, spreadsheets. My brain stopped. Sorry.
Spreadsheets are the most fun. I'm sure as a kid you loved playing with spreadsheets.
I mean, yeah, the Office. Thank you. But then I discovered something called Visual Basic.
And
then started experimenting and stuff. So basically, what I did back then, it looked so cool. I could drag and drop elements to some forms, create windows, but I didn't have a clue about coding, that I need to code something. It just looked nice, but it didn't do anything. But then I discovered how to control simple things with the code, and I created like an interactive photo album, like anniversary photo album for my school, and that was my project. That's how it started. And then I went to the high school, and after that I went to university, but I never finished university. I started working night shifts, so maybe you will find yourself in this. So don't do night shifts.
Okay, how night are they? Like overnights or?
Well, I worked for like 3 times a week, one night shift, and then 2 days after that you need to wake up at 7 a.m. And the other day you work from 3 p.m. to the midnight or something.
Okay, yeah.
And while you're young, you can actually stand that. But after, like, when you turn 30, this will actually become a problem. So
yeah,
I basically didn't finish the uni, but not because of that job. I didn't finish because I had a database. I couldn't actually get a good grade on database projects. On database, how do you call this? On database class.
Yeah. Okay.
Class. Yeah. Class. So I was failing that exam for 10 times, and then I on the 11th time I decided to come to the professor and see after the exam, what the hell, why am I always failing this? Because I know this stuff. I'm doing this for a living, you know. And then what he told me, yeah, this what you do is good, but at this uni we are actually working on with MySQL from 1990, like, and that's why your code is not good. Okay, and I just decided to quit. I decided not to be the cogwheel in the machine.
Oh, Jesus.
Know what I mean? Yeah.
What year was this? What year was this where you're supposed to be working with MySQL from 1990?
2005.
Yeah, I think the university is the one with the problem here. I think quitting was probably a good idea if that's the education you were getting.
Because I spent a lot of money. It's not money, also the time. It's wasted time, wasted. I don't know. Money comes and goes, but time doesn't.
Sure, yeah.
You can't bring back. So yeah, that's a good decision, because in those night shifts, I actually baked my knowledge about programming even more. Because what they were teaching us was not PHP or whatever it's used today. We were learning Pascal and okay, there was C, C++, Java, but I wanted to know PHP, JavaScript, those kind of things. I learned that all on my own.
Yeah.
What uni taught me is actually how to program, not the way of thinking about things, but not the actual work that I do.
Yeah, not the how to approach programming, not just here is the Java syntax, here is the C syntax, things like that. Like, picking up the syntax is very, very simple. Once you've learned one language, learning a new one's pretty easy. It's just understanding those constructs.
I don't even say I'm a PHP programmer. I'm just all around, because I can take whatever I need to get my stuff done. If I find, for example, you saw that I did many Arduino projects and Node MCU projects. It was just a tool. You get Arduino IDE. It looks like C, like stripped down C++. You can just do it. It's not a problem.
Let's see if we can find it.
I wrote some scripts in Python for Raspberry Pi, for example. So it's not. You don't need to rely on a language as a language. It's irrelevant. The good programmer, in my opinion, is a person who knows how to find a solution to a problem, regardless of what the language is or whatever.
Yeah.
You need to know how, you need to know what to search for to find a solution to the problem.
Yeah, obviously, in the end, it does definitely help to have that syntax knowledge. But once once you've done the hard part, which is actually learning how to think as a programmer, learning that syntax isn't really that difficult. Obviously, some languages are further away from others than some others. Like if you are only, say, a Haskell programmer, teaching someone who only knows Haskell to do C, for example, that's kind of a big leap, but you still understand a lot of the basic programming constructs, and it's not as difficult as saying, okay, here's someone who's never programmed before, I'm going to teach them PHP. That's a much harder thing to actually do.
Yeah. That's it. So you just need to start thinking about. It's all about algorithms. It's not about the actual language.
Yeah. I've got your tiny game corner thing on the screen right now.
That's my tiny console with Arduino.
It's pretty neat.
I had several iterations of that thing. First, it was just a Tamagotchi clone with 3 buttons, and that's it. And I made my own Tamagotchi. I programmed that. It's called Tamaguino. Maybe you saw the GitHub website for that.
I don't think I came across that one, but I'll see if I can find it.
Just Google for Tamaguino. You'll see. So basically, what happened there? Tamaguino grown up to be a game console. I created some other game after that. So I added a few more buttons to that project. And then it became a console. But I exposed some headers to be able to program the chip on that. And then what finally happened with Tiny Game Corner, that name is so bad. But that's because of the website. The actual project doesn't have a name. The website is tinygamecorner.com. And that's why the name. Yeah, that as a name for the website is pretty good. But for the project, it's not. I still don't have actually the name for the project. So what happened finally? I decided not to solder the chip on the board, but to actually take the entire brains, which is that single chip, and make it as a cartridge. So you can swap around your games. You can program the game onto the chip and then swap it around. Which you can see actually in that video.
I think I actually closed it. We'll bring up the video again actually. Can we get back to it? There we go. I will mute it. I will try to mute it as soon as it starts playing because that intro is going to be quite loud. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, intro was made in Panzoid. It's really good. Online tool for animation.
Yeah, I used to have an intro, and then people complained the intro was too long, and I was like, okay, I guess I get rid of it. I kept the outro around because I don't know. I like my cheesy outro. It's nice to have there.
Yeah. If you just skip almost all the way to the end, you'll see I built like 2 of these, and then you can skip to the part where I actually assembled it and it started working.
You're assembling it right now at around 11 minutes. Here we go. You got everything put together. You've got your Tamaguino pack you're putting into it. Yeah,
later I actually but made Tamaguino work on this one too. So it worked on its own original like 3-button thing, and now it's working on this.
This is actually really cool.
What, the maze game?
Oh no, just this entire project.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The maze game is actually cool.
I see the maze game now.
I made a game that actually creates a maze. It's actually called a maze. It's amazing you because it always gives you another maze to solve. It's totally random generated maze on a microcontroller.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So and then I actually got that to another level because you have 3 game modes on a maze. The standard maze.
On that one.
Then you have another mode where you need to collect all of the bits and pieces in the maze to open the exit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like randomly scattered around, and the final one was dark. You basically see only like a few blocks away.
Let's see.
There is a video about only like a maze.
I'm watching the video right now.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's the dark mode.
It was a challenge to actually make those fade effects on that. It's a 1-bit screen. You have only white and black. There are no shades of gray. Yeah.
That's a really convincing effect. Even so.
Yeah, it's just dots and stuff. It works.
Oh yeah, definitely works for sure. That is honestly really cool. Like I've always wanted to try out doing some Arduino stuff, but I never have any idea what I would actually do with it. Same with getting like a Raspberry Pi. It's like, yeah, it's cool. I don't know what I would do with it though. That's the problem.
If you take a look, everyone is just making a weather station or something like. Every project is the same, or how do they call it? I don't know, the humidity sensor for their plants or something.
Yeah.
It's all trivial. But what I found myself in is like coding games for microcontroller, which is I don't know, it was cool to me. Yeah.
And then definitely sounds cool for sure.
Many people started porting my games to what was the name of that actual console that came out before my console? Arduino. It's like a Game Boy clone with Arduino. It's not a clone. It's just its own kind of console.
Let's see if we can find it. Arduino. Yeah, here we go.
It actually uses the better microcontroller than I do. It has more memory and program memory and RAM.
Here we go. The Arduino.
Mine has a bigger battery and everything.
This is sort of neat. Yeah, I didn't even know about this.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah.
But if you want to put another game on that, you need to flash it with the headers. With my console, you can just flash as many microcontrollers as you like and just pop them in as a cartridge. So that's the difference.
Right, okay.
Yeah. What else?
So, when did you first actually start messing around? Oh, yes, you got a topic?
I just remembered another thing.
Yes.
So, because it's all about time. I didn't have time, and that's why I stopped doing these things with Arduino. But maybe you notice there is another project which uses Node MCU, which actually takes some data from some API and displays that on the screen. So, I was planning, this is my wish. I wish I will do it. I will find the time. I want to do like a standalone desktop thingy that will actually connect to LBRYlytics API. Yes, that is coming too. And it will display your, I don't know, you will be able to control what should be displayed on your LBRYlytics account settings page for that. And then this device is just sitting on your desk, or you put it on the wall or something, and displays your views, subscribers. So yeah. So
that is actually really cool. I would love to see something like that.
Yeah, imagine that. And then it beeps when you get like 10 on every 10 subscribers. It beeps. You can do whatever.
Now that's
it's amazing time.
Now that's actually an idea for something like that. I could take that and also query the YouTube API, and then just have like a screen up behind me that shows like my sub count behind my head.
Yeah, but I already did that. That's done. Not with the huge screen, but with the small like OLED screen. Yeah. But for this one, I plan to use something bigger.
I honestly can't wait till I can actually have like something in my background, but being in a rental property, it's not really too feasible right now.
Yeah, look at me. It's like a small apartment, and I actually needed to have my wife go out so I can do it. But cats needed to stay home.
Cats are very important.
Yeah. Yeah. They're actually quite nice right now.
Yeah,
They calm
now
down.
they're not making noise.
Yeah. They just got tired of making noise.
I haven't had a cat for a while. My the cat I had before, she's living at my parents' place now. I think we've had her for like 15 or 16 years, and she's still going strong. I don't remember having a cat before her, but we did apparently have one who was one of those cats that doesn't like anybody. It's just like, give me food and I will never come near you ever again. I do not like you.
Yeah, basically all the cats are like that. In essence, they just, you are the pet, they are not the pets, you are.
Oh no, now that this cat's gotten really old, she's gotten like really, really friendly. Like way too friendly. Before she was kind of like that as well, but now every time I go there, like she'll always run up, start like circling my legs. It's like, oh, I want attention, give me attention. I think it's just because she's gotten...
But she wants food.
Yeah, well, she wants food as well. But I think the other problem is that she's just getting really old now, and a lot of the time, cats either go two ways. Either get like they get really terrible, or they get really affectionate when they get old.
Actually, I'm kidding. It's not all about food for cats. They actually have feelings, and I know that because when I was sick once, my cat actually comes to bed and basically he was sitting on my head if my head hurts or my chest if I have some, I don't know, respiratory problems or whatever. So they actually feel that you are not feeling good. So they are trying to help you.
Do you know why they do that? Because they're waiting.
Because they need food.
No, yeah, exactly. They're waiting for you to die so they can eat you.
Okay.
A dog, on the other hand, like a dog is at this point. Dogs have been they've been what's the word I'm thinking of? They've been so tamed at this point that anything that goes bad around a dog, it instantly thinks that it's the one who's had the problem. Like if you leave like the front door open, and your dog like walks out the front, it will freak out and be like, I'm not supposed to be out here. A cat, on the other hand, I'm gone. I don't care. I'll come back later if there's food.
Because cats are still not 100% domesticated.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Domesticated. There you go.
Yeah. Speaking of English language.
Yeah, speaking of English being not your first language, apparently I don't know it very well either.
Back to the beginning. Look at me now. Wow. My first recording. Yeah.
So what do we have on here? What do you think about we can go back to library for just a bit. Have you seen or have you paid much attention to the new logo that Odysee is using for the LBC?
I did notice that even on Twitter when they asked, what do you think this is?
Yeah,
and I said something like it's a top view or of something viewed from a person on shrooms or something. No, I kind of knew that it will be a logo for the coin or something, but I don't know. It's not symmetrical. That's the first thing I noticed.
Okay. The problem I had with the other logo is the other logo you couldn't see if you put it on a dark background. At least this logo is much brighter and poppier.
Yeah, it is. And it looks like a shiny thing that you should collect.
Yeah, it fits in with that sort of modern crypto feel where it's like, here's this, I don't know, here's this fun project that we are, here's this cool thing we're trying to do. Let's see if I can get a bigger picture of it, actually. This is very small. Do I have a picture?
I think you can inspect element.
Is it a vector?
Oh, no. No, it's SVG.
Oh, whatever. What a vector? What am I saying? Do they have a... Yeah, they should have it on the library Twitter account.
It's on Twitter somewhere, yeah.
If I can find it. If I can... Yeah, they tweet a lot, though. Let's see.
I actually don't use Twitter. I used it in the last few weeks just to talk to you.
Yeah, now...
and then I started using it more.
Don't do that. It's a bad idea. Just stop using it all. There we go. It's not going to work. Here we go. Yeah, I found something. Oh, there we go. That's the picture I'm looking for.
Yeah, you can see it's not symmetric.
Oh, I didn't notice this before. Okay, that really bothers me. There's one part where they... So on the left-hand side, they use gradients on the orange and the pink part. But then on the green part down the bottom, they don't use a gradient in the same spot that would be on the orange one.
Yeah, this green part is totally green. Yeah.
I didn't notice that before. That bothers me even more now.
Yeah, but look at this.
Oh yeah, it's not symmetrical, is it?
It's not. The pink thing is bigger than the blue thing. Even the orange thing is bigger than the green thing.
What am I...
Thing. And where is LBC in this image? I mean, it looks nice, but I sort of can see there is L. But where is B? Where is C?
Oh, if you look at the orange part, you see the B.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely fits in with the theme of like modern crypto projects, but you've definitely lost the library aspect from it now.
At least when it looks nice when it's small, it looks like a shiny little thing that you should collect. It's all fun.
Oh yeah, it looks horrendous big. Yeah, I didn't even notice it wasn't symmetrical until you mentioned that and I saw the bigger version of it. Like, it looks fine when it's small, but when it's like this... Yeah.
I actually saw it big on Twitter first time they announced this.
Let's see what people have said to it. There's a kind of S in the middle, otherwise very colourful. For me, it's a marathon. I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. Self-governance token. The answer to life and the universe and everything. Do you know where your tail is? I never leave home without mine. Oh, sure. Okay. Wait, what is this? Wait. Okay. Did you know that there's a separate Twitter account for Odysee?
No.
Yeah, okay, they've made it even more confusing now. Okay, what are you guys doing? I really need to talk to Julian.
I found my reply on that. It's something abstract, I know. Bird's eye view of Picasso-style Pac-Man and Pac-Woman dancing American polka. Bird is on shrooms, hence the neon colors. The hidden meaning behind not being symmetrical really bugs me, though.
Yeah, I don't see the tweet. That's weird. Why can't I see that?
I have an issue.
Yeah, you have an issue with Twitter not showing tweets? Oh, okay.
No. For example, when I use Discord or whatever application that's using Electron or something, when I click a link in the application, it actually doesn't open in Chrome. It crashes my Chrome. And
I would presume something about your MIME settings, but crashing it's weird.
No, when I actually freshly open the Chrome and use it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I don't know what the time frame is, but in the beginning it all works. I can open links from third-party applications and it opens okay, and then it just stops. And first, there was a fix in your .desktop file. You put %u, like to select the current user or something on the executable. But that also stopped working, so I don't know. So basically, I need to right-click, copy the link from Discord, and then open manually in the browser, so it doesn't crash.
I haven't noticed any issues, at least on Brave, so... I don't know.
I'm on OpenSUSE Tumbleweed KDE.
Arch Linux
for almost 10 years.
With a window manager. 10 years, wow, okay.
I didn't even reinstall this thing, I just update. When my computer died, I just swapped hard drive and it works. like put the old hard drive into a new machine. It just works.
Okay,
the power of Linux.
Surely this isn't the hard drive you had 10 years ago.
No, of course.
Okay.
Of course. But I didn't reinstall anything. It's always the same.
So when you got a new hard drive, you just
clone.
Did you just like clone your drive when you got a new hard drive?
Yeah, exactly.
That's one way to do it.
Because I'm too lazy if I need to reinstall all this what I'm using, it's just a nightmare.
Yeah, people keep telling me
it's easier to. Sorry.
Sorry, no. People keep telling me, you should try out OpenBSD. You should try out FreeBSD. You should try out Artix. And I'm just like, but then I have to reinstall all of my applications.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't want to do that.
Maybe open source is not good for you, but I'm using that for 10 years and I'm too lazy to switch.
Well, yeah, sure. If I've never used it, so I can't say if it's any good or not. I switched to Arch Linux when it was my first distro, so.
Yeah, I think everything is better than Ubuntu, so yeah.
Well, especially with what they're doing with snaps lately, so.
Yeah, snaps. So the last time I had Ubuntu was on some laptop that I bought, and it was a nightmare. They just rolled out some update, and the entire system just crashed. And they did some update to what was the name of that user interface they were forcing? Unity.
Unity, yes.
Yeah. It was really cool at the beginning, and then they just started stripping that out. All of the features, and it started working like, I don't know, beep. So basically I stopped using that. And now when you say they started using snaps, it's just... I mean, it's good and it's bad. It's good for people who don't want to think about anything. Just install a snap and it just works.
If you don't want to think about anything, then use app images. They're easier.
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
Don't have anything to say about that. It's just easy. Make it executable, it works. That's all you need. And
I also installed on my machine. I think it's called App Image Launcher. Yeah, it basically manages that MIME type, and then you can just click on that, install, remove, whatever.
I've only got one app image installed, so it's not really that big of a deal for me. If I can install it with my package manager, I'm going to do it like that.
The only app image I installed is library, because I was too lazy to actually download the source or whatever. I can't use .deb file.
Yeah, so there's a AUR package for it, so I've got it installed like that. But the app image I hear is perfectly fine.
I have an RPM.
Yeah. So there is this. Oh, there's a bit of an echo coming from your side.
Really?
No, we're gone now. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. Really. Yeah. I didn't do anything. I just clicked around. But, okay.
I don't know. Discord does weird things. So yeah, there's this Odysee Twitter account, but there's no reference to library on the description of it. So if you look in the description, no reference to library. Yeah. Maybe I assume they follow library. Yes, they're following library.
If you go to the website, you would see a reference in the footer.
You would, yes, but it doesn't say anything on the description here, like powered by library or anything like that.
Yeah.
But they only just started this.
They will say, for sure, they need to.
Well, yeah, to be fair, they did launch Odysee very recently. You know what, we're going to tweet at them right now.
I saw that like yesterday, last evening.
At Odysee. You should probably mention. Howard.
I found out about Odysee last evening because I was not on Discord or anywhere.
There we go.
Because of my day job, and I was so busy. I didn't follow, like for 2 weeks, I didn't follow anything about libraries, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sort of out of the loop in some ways. Like, I know Odysee came out, but I only heard about that like a couple of days after the original password locked version had happened. Because I'm focused on uni right now. Like that right now for me, uni is sort of my focus, which it should be.
I knew that they are cooking something that's only video related. I knew about that. I didn't know about the name or anything else.
Odysee isn't
but
just.
I knew that something is happening.
Yeah. It's not just video related, from what I hear. You can still get to the blogs and stuff on it.
Yeah, if you go manually to someone's channel and then click on something.
Mm-hmm.
But on the homepage, there is no way. I'm not sure about the search. I didn't try it.
Is there no way, or is there just none that appear on the homepage?
Sorry for the noise.
So good.
Because I know my microphone is near the keyboard. Yeah, it works. It works for images too. I just searched for how much does my content earn, and it came up with my LBRYlytics like comic thing.
Well, yeah, it's as I was saying before. It's just a front end. I doubt they're even doing anything different in that regard. And
so far, we discovered it's only the front page that's actually filtering content type. Oh,
yes.
I actually. There is an image, not a video. It's an image on the homepage on Chrome.
Which one?
From 3D Pen Lab. It's fifth one from the left.
Yep, I see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it seems to just be working exactly the same then. Yeah. That's cool.
But then I don't understand. They said this is only video platform.
Did they say it's only a video platform? In the...
Yeah, Odysee should be only for video.
Oh, okay, well... Ignore that, I guess. Launch your own channel, watch and share... Yeah, it does say watch and share videos, doesn't it? Alright, sure.
I think this don't be evil. Actually, references to Google, because it's...
Yeah, no, that's what it is.
Google...
Yeah, that's why it's funny to have it there, but it should just be like, you know, in the FAQ, you have a thing like, how do you feel about being evil? And then just have don't be evil or something like that. Like, that would be a funny thing to add to the FAQ.
Yeah.
Or, do you ever plan to remove don't be evil from your slogans or whatever it was?
Who, them?
Yeah. Yeah, like that's how they could integrate it into their like FAQ or something like that. But yeah, we keep coming back to this. I really don't like it being on the homepage.
Yeah, it just pokes my eyes.
If they wanted to do it, put it into the same font as the Odysee logo. At least that wouldn't look out of place.
Yeah, agreed on that.
It's not a big deal. But hopefully now that things are getting better on the platform, it can bring some more people over. That would be nice. But at least...
Yeah, the sidebar is the same. When you click on the hamburger menu, you can still access your subscriptions.
Okay.
It's okay.
I'm sort of just waiting for Odysee to get a desktop app, because that'll be nice. Or maybe...
Do you think it will have a desktop app? Or...
I don't know. I hope they at least bring the Odysee interface to the desktop app, because I don't want the desktop app to just be neglected at this point.
Yeah, that's the thing, because we know that they made Odysee to be like to follow the rules of all of the countries regarding the content and stuff. I think this is going to be censored in some way. I'm not sure, but that's my guess, because they want this to be like an entry point for widely accepted,
Sure. I did see something about that in the there was the blog post they did before they announced Odysee. If you remember that one.
That's why I say it's actually contradicting the purpose of the app. It's not the same.
Yeah, no, oh my god. You search for library on library and you can't find the official channel. Library.
If you search for library,
you get all of the like alt language channels. Where's library? Go on. Oh, there we go. I found it finally. 296,000 followers. Jeez. It's a next generation of app, so that's what I was looking for. Here we go. So, library should be neutral and broadly acceptable. We want library to be a technology used in education by bland corporations and by technical professional. Oh, sorry, I read the wrong one. The one before that. Countries want to export censorship. Many countries demand censorship of content for political reasons. They then demand this content not be accessible from the broader internet or block your website from internet or search engines. Library has received demands to block content on library TV or not be acceptable in Russia, Turkey, and New Zealand. I'm almost 100% sure I can work out what video they're trying to block in New Zealand.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with your affairs, but
there was the Christchurch shooting a year or so ago. Someone walked into a mosque and then just, started shooting it up.
Uh-huh.
And he had
and that was a library.
I presume it is. Because that video got re-uploaded everywhere, so I presume it made its way to the library at some point.
Yeah, but it's probably still there. I mean, it's just not on the front end, but it's still there on the blockchain.
So yeah, people saw this and they said library is going to start being censored, and then I think you're probably not wrong that Odysee will end up going down that route.
That's for sure. They need to be neutral to be accepted in every country. And then if you want to dig deeper into the rabbit hole, you can go to library.tv or use the app if you want to go even deeper.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I see it. But as you say, I don't see a reason why this interface wouldn't come to other platforms.
Yeah, besides trying to push Odysee.
It's completely not related to the filtering of the content, the interface. Interface should be everywhere the same, right? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, if people want to go and make their own interface, then they can. That's the thing. But for the officially library-endorsed platforms, there's no reason why they shouldn't be using the same interface.
Yeah, exactly. So,
please don't censor or adhere to the request of these tyrants. It's a slippery slope, really. And then posted another comment. All right, sure.
But that's all. It's all two-edged sword, because you need to censor things to make Odysee acceptable for everyone in order for your platform to grow. Basically, that's it. They want to have higher outreach.
Well, yeah, there's an extent where I think most people will accept that censorship, as much as some people would like to say censorship in its entirety isn't reasonable, there is a level that most people will be entirely comfortable with. Like, no one would say, oh, we shouldn't censor, like, child porn or something like that. Like, everyone's in agreement, we should not have that being visible to anyone. Like, that's reasonable.
Yeah, it's like a common sense, yeah. But, for example, I would never censor a video on Odysee that talks about there is another version of Odysee that's called library application that you can use to access more things. So they shouldn't censor that thing. Shouldn't ban those videos.
If they ever take that route, that's when we can start being worried.
Yeah. If they start hiding the actual blockchain from the content, if you will. I don't know. Because
that's what happened over on what was it called? Steemit, and there was
DTube that worked on Steam, I think.
I know. I was thinking of how there were people on Steemit talking about Hive, and initially when all that big fallout happened, the guys running Steemit, they're like, no, do not talk about Hive. You are not allowed to talk about that on this platform right now. And people kept making posts about it. And obviously, you can't really censor that. That's not feasible. I think it was Steam and Hive, because I know Hive's obviously a fork of Steam. But I don't remember the exact details. I wasn't involved in the community at the time, so...
So if you go to d.tube,
yeah,
log in with another network.
Yes.
You can log in with your Steam private key, I think, or something.
Yes, you can. Yeah.
And then you can log in now with DTube, Hive, and Steam. You can choose which one you want.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm still logged in, apparently.
I actually didn't visit this website for a long time.
Yeah, it's still just as terrible as it was back then, probably.
Yeah, the homepage is still the same with some content that's like whatever. Library is actually light years ahead of this in terms of suggestions and categories and everything.
Yeah, until very recently, the only platform that was really competing in the interface regard was probably BitTube. But BitTube is sort of going down a weird route right now. BitTube is sort of just becoming a PeerTube instance.
Uh-huh. Was that the thing which allows you only to upload 480p videos? Or
no, that's
something else.
That's BitChute.
Ah, yeah.
Bad marketing.
Yeah. There are so many.
Let's go to the homepage of BitChute and see what I see, because I love this website. Okay. Do I have to be logged out? Oh no, let's go to popular. Okay, so on
BitTube.
Okay, on BitChute right now, on the homepage, we have The Dark Legacy of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Just 40 plus days before the chaos in America. Oh, here we go. This is what I expected from BitChute. Freemasons torture, chambers beneath your feet, Arizona Holocaust, CIA, FBI, Navy SEALs, Delta Force. Yep, there we go. That's BitChute right there.
Yeah. So you just put all of the tags you want in the title and like...
Pretty much. God, I'm not going to read that title. I don't want this video to be removed from YouTube, so I'm just I'm not going to read that one. It just has to do with a certain event in the 1940s that was a hoax. I'm not reading the title because I don't want this video to be pulled from YouTube. You can probably work out what event I'm talking about that they think is a hoax.
Are you YouTube first or library first?
I'm YouTube first just because it's easier right now. This podcast does come out on library first, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on Tech Over Tea, yeah.
Yes. But main channel is YouTube first. When they do sort out the other direction, the upload on library, we post it on YouTube later, I will do it then, but for now... Yeah, for now I'm keeping it the way it is. I'll let other people beta test it, and then once it's working, then I'll do it. Because I know the Linux Gamer is doing it through that method right now. He's uploading to library and then having it synced over to YouTube.
You know what's funny? I think I have like 200 subscribers on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And I got those subscribers back then when I actually worked on those small projects and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And now on library, I have like 10,000 subscribers and I'm doing nothing. I mean, I did create LBRYlytics, but on my main channel, I don't do anything special. I'm just rotating my support. I know I'm shooting in my leg right now, but...
Yeah, it's so easy, like, especially because there's those subscription rewards. It's so easy to get people to subscribe to your channel. So I have, I think it's 10k on Takeover Tea and then 13 or so k on the main channel, and I get like 300 views per video.
Yeah, that's the question. How many organic subscribers you have? Mm-hmm. Because I think all of these subscriptions, for example, I have 10k, and out of these, maybe 500 are really the people who like what I do or whatever.
Yeah.
The others were just those sub freaks.
Yeah, especially if you've been around for a while. I think it's going to be less bad now, but if you've had a channel since like early this year, you would have been there during sub for sub. So there's a lot of channels that have very inflated subscriber counts.
Yeah. And basically, I think I got my subscribers from those people who were subscribing to everyone in hope of getting back a subscription.
Because I know that back then, I was getting like 1,000 or 2,000 subscribers a month. Now it's slowed down to a more reasonable rate, so like 500 or 600 a month. But there's still the effects that have happened there. And the same is true for any of the big channels right now. As like, for example, Bombard's Body Language, 57,000 subscribers. There is no way most of those are actual subscribers. Or Corbett Report, 52,000. Yeah, 52,000. Timcast, 48,000. Veritasium, 47,000. Most of these are really, really inflated subscriber counts.
Yeah, I wanted to mention LBRYlytics for some reason, but
yeah, I've got that open right now.
Yeah, so in the beginning, when I actually released LBRYlytics to the public, I was approached by many people asking, you should team up with them and stuff, you know. So that's actually what we did at the end. We didn't team up to develop anything, but we kind of exchanged the links. They put the link to LBRYlytics on LBRYnomics. I put the link to LBRYnomics on LBRYlytics. And it was all fine, but for some reason, now you know that I am alone. I work on this alone. I don't talk to anyone. I'm not involved in any conversations not conversation, arguments on Discord or whatever. But one day, Electron approached me and like, no, wait. So they removed the link for LBRYlytics on their channel, not channel, the website.
Yes.
And I was like, why didn't we just agree that we should advertise each other? You know, like be kind of a ecosystem for all these analytics things. So basically, I don't know right now if they were testing me or what, but they kind of accused me for saying something I didn't say and doing something what I didn't do, sharing some information with LBRY C, you know, the LBRY community. And I didn't do it. I was good with LBRYnomics. I was good with LBRY community. It just, they put me on their website and I mentioned them and stuff. I never like involved myself in their arguments that they have, but I still think maybe they just tested me, but I just didn't want to be a part of that kind of craziness that's going on.
There's a lot of really weird, I guess, tensions that exist between these communities within LBRY. You have you have LBRY community.
I don't need that.
Sorry?
Yeah. I said I don't need that.
Yeah, for sure.
In my life. Yeah.
But for anyone who doesn't know, so there's 3 major factions that exist within the LBRY ecosystem besides obviously the LBRY company, but we'll leave them out for the time being. Everyone seems to be perfectly happy with the company themselves, but in the community, there's like 3 groups. You have the LBRYnomics community, which used to be LBRY Social, and I've railed on them in the past about what they did back with LBRY Social. That was an absolute shit show. Then you have the LBRY community, which is run by I'm forgetting his name.
Casey Seb?
Yeah,
No.
Yeah, Casey Seb. So, LBRYnomics is run by Electron and Brendan. And then you have LBRY community run by Casey Seb and other people that I'm not remembering names of. And then you have the LBRY Foundation, which LBRYnomics really hates. I have my problems with the LBRY Foundation, and I'm not sure where they exist right now. So, but I would say the biggest tension exists between LBRYnomics and LBRY community. That's where like the big fighting is happening.
Yeah, but So by me doing something cool for the community, for everyone. And then I got, they wanted to involve me to kind of choose a faction or whatever. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not my cup of tea. And I said that to Electron, and he didn't still reply to my last message. I never wanted to argue with anyone. It's just, if they want, they could return the link to LBRYlytics on Nomics, and I will do the same again.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want to be a part of their arguments with anyone.
Yeah.
I'm not on anyone's side, and that's it. So maybe they just faked that. Maybe they just accused me like an excuse to test me or something, because I understand that too. You can't. Why should I believe this guy from Serbia? Who is he? But I don't know. From my point of view, I didn't do anything. I just created a tool, and I wanted people to use it, and that's it.
Well, yeah,
I don't care what.
I stepped into this nonsense as well. Like, it happened a few months back as well. It's just like back when I think Electron was still one of the, what were they called? The
part of the
on Library Foundation
team.
Yeah, what was the rank on the Library Foundation called?
I
don't know. Veteran, that's it. There was once Electron was still like a veteran, and then he got to talk with people like Casey Seb again in that chat. That's when it got really bad, and there was some like really bad tension. I'm not going to go into it now because I've talked about it in the past, but my suggestion is if you want to get involved with the library community, just don't listen to a word that you hear. Like, okay, actually, no, don't listen to a word. Take everything you hear from the leaders of Library Foundation, Library Community, and the Library Nomics. Take all of them with a massive pile of salt, especially when they're talking about one of the other groups, because none of the groups like each other. I guess between Library Foundation and Community, there's not really that much of a tension, but between all the other combinations, it's really bad. And anytime they're in like the same conversation together, it's just an absolute mess.
Yeah, for example, I think I know why this happened. Because I was linked to LBRYnomics, and we kind of started promoting each other. And I have this website friends page. And there I just listed library community, library C. And there was also LBRYnomics, but I removed that because they removed me. Simple as that. So maybe they thought I was like kind of doing something with them or sharing some sensitive information, but that was actually funny. I didn't even have any sensitive information. I never was a part of any team. I'm on my own. I just put Library C here on website friends out of like gratitude because they put me on their website with a screenshot, and that's it.
What's the link to that page?
You just click on the star in the top menu.
Ah, star. Okay, it doesn't have a tooltip.
Yeah, I want to put you there also. So.
Oh, you have Alexander Marcotte there. Awesome.
Yeah, he was giving me a lot of tips, so in the beginning, so I put him here.
Yeah, I discovered his channel when he did the I think it was the first deepfake he did with me and Luke Smith. I don't know if you've seen that one, but
yeah, when he said Brody Robertson is actually Luke Smith, or something like that. What was the title? Yeah. And for example, Daily Library Report official channel with Crypto Hustler 101. He is on this list because he was the first one to actually start using this platform, and in his every video he mentioned LBRYlytics, and that's why he's here, basically. And after those that group of people come coffee supporters. This is basically a coffee.com, and there is a webhook. When you buy me a coffee, they ping my website, and I just displayed this here.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
I haven't spoken to Crypto Hustler since I did the podcast with him, and he's sort of like disappeared off the face of the planet. I don't know what's happened
No,
to him.
he created a video. He explained why that is.
I must have missed
think
that.
he just got bored. Yeah. Yeah, you can find it.
Because he was making multiple videos a day for a while. Let's see if we can find it.
And I want to send out a message to Brandon Brewer and Electron here right now. Because
actually,
I know they are coming at you.
I'm actually bringing Electron onto the podcast next week, so...
I know, that's why I want to say this.
Okay.
So, guys, I don't have any hard feelings or any feelings at all. You're just, for example, with Electron, I created a bond. We are not that different. We have many similar passions. I don't understand what happened, so link you back if you wish. I just don't work with library community or anyone. I don't belong to anyone, and that's it. So all that happened was just a misunderstanding or your test. I don't know, because you were so secretive. So that's it.
That's it. You're just trying to.
I think I'm clear with that right now.
Just trying to make a useful tool for the community and just let it exist.
Yeah.
Not trying to take sides or anything.
Exactly.
I think it's a fair position to take, to be honest. It's much less stressful than trying to get involved with other people's problems.
Because I feel kind of hurt because what happened, and I wrote to Electron and he didn't reply. Maybe I was too harsh with my words, but I tried not to be.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't swear or anything. I didn't say anything bad to him. But I was like, I had the same opinion as I do right now. Those community fights are not my cup of tea. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's entirely fair. Well, we are at 2 hours now. I'm happy to keep going if you want to, but just thought I'd let you know.
Wow. I imagine this will be like 1 hour, and I told you I never recorded anything like this before.
Well,
I was scared of my voice and everything. And
well, you don't need to be, and I can...
How will we fill in 1 hour of conversation? But wow, it's 2 hours.
It is. Okay. Yeah. I can see that you're really passionate about the things you enjoy. You really love doing Arduino stuff. You really like making this LBRYlytics stuff.
Yeah, I can code anything. Yeah, I like to do anything with anything.
I've had people on before. Like, I had Scotsy Business on before, and when I let him talk, if I didn't stop him, he would talk for 2 hours about crypto. And when you have someone like that on the show, or when you just talk to someone like that, you can see how enthusiastic they are about the topic they actually really enjoy.
I think I'm so passionate, but in another way, I'm manifesting that in another way. I'm actually cutting you in a half of your sentence and not letting you speak. And yeah, let's call it Discord delay, please.
Yeah, we'll do that. No, I guarantee people in the comments are going to call me out and say I'm the one cutting people off. But no, if you're free to talk whenever you want. I can do a solo episode and say whatever I want anytime. But if there's a guest, I should be letting them speak.
Yeah, there were just I noticed those pauses that we have between two topics because you can't really know. There is no script. That's why.
Mm-hmm. Well, you also lose a bit of the just happened there. You lose a bit of the social cues you typically get when you're talking and just talking in front of someone. Like when you're talking face to face with someone, you can sort of judge when they're going to stop talking, but when you have those couple 100 milliseconds delay, it sort of gets weird trying to work out where those social cues actually are. Obviously, it's easier when you have video than it would be just with talking, but having that delay there does make it a little bit difficult to keep those conversations rolling in the same sort of way.
It's difficult, but it's actually nicer to have a conversation like this than to be scripted.
Yeah, for sure.
If we knew what we are going to talk about, we wouldn't have like pause between two segments, or call it a segment, between two topics, like thinking about what should we talk about next. But it all turned out like good. I mean,
yeah. Well, I've got a list of topics here, but they're sort of just like prompts for where we could take the conversation. But you sort of led into them yourself anyway. It's like I've got, where did you get the idea for LBRYlytics, or where do you hope LBRYlytics? Actually, no, we haven't really covered that in like a
Which
more
one?
abstract sense. So I know you want to obviously build up or have a better server so you can run the chain query yourself. But where do you eventually, like, if just think like 5-10 years down the line, where do you want to see LBRYlytics actually be? Like, what is your dream for the platform?
Okay, so of course we all do everything we do to be financially independent. Okay, that's the truth behind everything. But the thing is, how do you achieve that goal? And someone on Discord actually gave me a really nice idea. I should put a goal. So, for example, if I get, I don't know, some X amount of coffees, for example, on LBRYlytics, I should say, after this amount of coffees, I will make this open source, for example. And then everybody is happy. It's open source. Everyone can work on this right now. And I'm rich. I mean, I'm independent. So that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I see it grow, but I still don't know how, and it's not a part of a company. I'm actually an entrepreneur, but I work other things for living. I mean, I'm still a programmer, but I do that for my clients. This is my hobby project, like private project. It's not related to any company or anything, like public name. So I don't know. I see it grow. I need a better server for sure. This is getting painfully slow. It works right now with a lot of magic behind the scenes to make it actually work on shared hosting. So yeah.
So are there any sort of, I guess, features you would like to add to the platform that you see being possible but just aren't really feasible with the current setup you've got right now? Like, I know we talked about some things earlier, but anything besides those we didn't really talk about?
Yeah, you mean likes, dislikes right now that we have?
Well, that wouldn't be super complex to bring in if the API input's already there. You just need to bring it in. Yeah. But is there any, like,
for example, I want to imagine like actionable insights. You get a notification on LBRYlytics that looks like your most popular video is this. You should support this video more. You know, something like you get an insight on something, and then you can action on that. Or maybe I want to improve. For example, right now everything is split into daily chunks. I want to create to make it like more flexible, so you can do month on month, not only day on day, and that kind of things. I don't know. The main list is actually right now what's on my mind is on that about page.
Yeah.
So daily, weekly, monthly.
Yep.
Earnings for this month so far. So for example, if you're relying totally on library on your monthly earnings, you should have an information this month you earned this much. But that's all trivial.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, most of that's just sort of like most of that's just like, here's the number. Yeah. What?
Yeah. But homepage pinning for publishes related charts. That one is tricky one. I already have those charts. It's just not pinnable. But yeah, what I did with the homepage was the same for logged in and logged out users. But right now, when you log in, you can pin and create like your own custom homepage with charts.
But having those, I think the most exciting thing there is the actionable changes you could make. Like, that's something I would really like to see, because right now Well, the thing with library right now, there's not really much to actually action. It's just like, okay, this video is getting a lot of views, just dump all your LBC on it. So hopefully down the line, as it gets a bit more complex and maybe there's more things that go into the algorithm, maybe there would be things you actually could optimize for getting more views potentially.
Or for example, if LBRYlytics notices that some of your videos has more views than the others on average, but it didn't have it had 0 views last week, it could notify you, what's happening with this, or you don't have any new subscribers this week, what's happening, there are many ideas.
Some of them sound far more complex than others, that's for sure.
Yeah, but for now, I think the main feature I want to bring up, yes, it is on the last on that list of to-do list. Top list of channels known to LBRYlytics. Another disclaimer. I never wanted to compete with LBRYnomics.
Yeah.
But I already have the data to create this list. LBRYnomics is actually more accurate than LBRYlytics because they take all of the data. I just take the data that people actually monitor on LBRYlytics. So yes, LBRYnomics is better in that sense. But I want to finish this feature, what I mentioned at the beginning. So you could actually click on specific channel. You don't need to register or anything. You can analyze statistics for that channel and all of the publishes and everything. So that's coming pretty soon.
Well, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing for there to be 2 platforms that do a similar task, because yours is more of an individual channel focus, whereas LBRYnomics is more about what's actually happening on the library platform.
Yeah. But this that's why I say this feature that I'm building right now it looks like it's LBRYnomics ranking of top 2000, top 500 channels. But that's only by subscribers. I just need that list. I just needed a list of channels to actually link to their detail pages.
Yeah.
And that's why this is the best. I could put a random list, but it's better to have it organized by subscribers.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I would hope that one day the 2 platforms could maybe come together. Oh god, the echo's back. Oh, it's gone now. Okay. Anyway, I would hope that the one day, like the 2 platforms could come together and you could actually like build on a project together. But at least in the foreseeable future, I don't see that really happening.
Actually, Electron asked me once, "Do you need any API endpoint? Do you need any data?" But I didn't need. I just didn't need their data because I could do it on my own.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I take everything as a challenge to myself. I want to build it myself. That's why.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I don't. I didn't try to compete with anyone. Yeah.
Well, even now, you're not really in this. As I was saying before, you're focused on more of a channel level. Obviously, having that list there is something you can have as well, but LBRYnomics still has their graphs of like, here are the most supported channels, here are here's how the tips are being distributed across the library platform. Obviously, you could bring that onto LBRYlytics as well, but...
Yeah, but why? Because they already have it. I don't need that. Yeah. But this list, top 500 list or whatever, I need that for other reasons, not for to compete with LBRYnomics.
Yeah.
So just want to be clear on that. Because they are coming next week. Or when? When do you have
Electron should be next week. I haven't asked Brendan to come on, but I think that'll be fun. I'll bring him on at some later date. I want to get
bring all 3 of us.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
No, I think an interesting one would be having you, Casey, and Electron at the same time. I don't think I'd be able to get Electron and Casey in the same call unless I just didn't tell Electron that Casey was going to be there. Just get him to use an alt account or something. Oh.
Yeah. What should we do?
What should we do?
What else did you have on your list?
I think we've hit most of the topics, to be honest. Yeah, don't actually really... Okay, here's one thing. I guess we can do this as the last topic, because it's going on 10 o'clock here, and I kind of want to edit some of this before I go to bed. So how did you end up making your way into being a PHP developer? Was it just stumbling into it, or did you go out of your way to be a PHP developer?
No, I actually started working on some HTML page, some simple HTML website.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, how can I make this dynamic? And then I was like searching for solutions and saw PHP, which looked like the best thing I could do at that point. And then I started experimenting. I made a simple like guest book. That was one of the examples in some tutorial. And then I realized, wow, I could make a forum, because forum is just a collection of guest books, basically. But remember, I did all that without database. I stored all data in text files. I don't know how I did it. I think I invented my own database system, because what is a database? It's still a file,
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe a year after that, I actually started using a proper database.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what happened? I created that. I had a forum, and then I created a... Do I have that somewhere? Wait. Please wait.
Yes, we can wait. We just listen to the sound of your typing while we wait.
I'm trying to remember the subdomain. Oh, yeah.
Will we find it?
Oh,
no. Are we in luck?
Yeah.
I'm sure this is making great content right now.
You can cut this off.
No, I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. It's too much work. They're already 2 hours into a podcast. They can sit through it.
Okay, I need to share my screen.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Can you see that?
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna make something work here. We're going to... Is your clip?
Can you see this nice looking website?
Here we go. Oh no, everything's broken now. Oh no.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. I'll make something. How do I do this? Yeah, here we go. I'll just fix this up for the rest of the show. Okay, yes, I can see it.
Coffee suds. So I made this all with text files without database. It was a forum, and then it became a social network, because you had your profile, comments on your profile, photo albums and everything, and all in text files.
Oh no.
I'm trying to remember my... yeah. Oops.
Please tell me you weren't storing the passwords in plain text or something like that.
Of course. Oh, cool. There is no forgot.
Yeah, that's too much work.
Yeah, but remember, this is only like... This is the first project I did when I learned PHP. So I'm trying to log in. Sorry.
So good.
No. What was my password?
Hopefully we can get in. No, it's not happening.
Yeah. Am I sharing my screen or
Yeah,
my
you are sharing
window?
the screen. I can see the window.
Yeah. If I do this, what do you see?
I don't see anything.
You see just a desktop.
I just still see the
The window.
The window, yeah.
Okay, so I'm sharing the window. Okay. I really wanted to show you this. If you want to wait, okay.
Well, if you can work
Yeah.
it out in the next couple of minutes, we can do it. Otherwise, we'll just leave it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's sad.
One moment.
Well, how can we entertain people for a couple of minutes? So, do I have an anecdote of some description?
Yeah, please fill me in.
So, people around my area are absolute horrendous drivers. So, okay, up near my school, I don't know why they do this. People like to park on the roundabouts. So they'll fill in like the lanes to the school. Yes. Okay, I'll save the anecdote for later.
So imagine this in the early days of Facebook.
Yeah, that fits in. Okay, so for anyone looking,
but look at this.
If anyone's just listening right now, this website basically looks like what 2005, 2006 Facebook, like first generation Facebook. Wow, that's beautiful.
Look at this. I had games, and then you have Flash games. And this is the start of that. This is the forum.
I presume they were Flash games, though.
Yeah, this is the collection. Yeah. This is the collection of guest books, which became a forum and topics, basically. And then you could go to forum, games, home. When you go home, you have this. You also had notes. You could take notes. You can change color scheme on top.
Oh my god.
You have a friends list, and there is no drag and drop. You need to click on these small icons to order things.
Because you did everything in PHP instead of
broadcast was like you write a message to all of your friends. I had that, and this is all in text files. Remember that. Always remember that.
No.
And then you have documents, videos. You could share YouTube videos here. You could share documents.
I'm just amazed by this this icon theme you've got going on. This is so like early 2000s, late 90s.
No, this is all hand drawn. Please.
That's my point. Like it looks like it fits perfectly into that time, that period of time.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, everything is like over the top. And then when you go to pictures, you have photo albums. Yeah. She was my girlfriend back then, and now she's my wife. And you had comments on every single photo, and everything is a text file.
Every time you say that, it sounds even more impressive.
That's why I'm saying it. Because I still... can you believe me that I don't remember me doing all this? It's just like... It happened, but... I don't remember the entire process. I just did this. Oh, my drawings. Yeah, I like to draw things.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure memories. You haven't looked at some of these pictures in a long time.
Yeah, I didn't. That's why I'm excited. Wow. Yeah, I was modding my. It was BenQ Siemens EF81. It had like a stripped down version of Linux on it.
Uh-huh.
And for some reason, I made a team with a Windows button. Look at this.
Oh my lord.
It's all like custom firmware. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, and you had your wall comments and stuff.
Oh, nice.
And this one should be a YouTube video, but that for some reason that doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work for some reason.
Dig into the code and work out why it's not working, then.
Yeah, and there was a chat on the left side, which also is using a text file.
Oh. How are you searching through this text file?
Yeah, and look at this. Okay. I want to share another window.
Okay. I will hide it just in case you show something you shouldn't show. Okay, I can't hide it.
I think I'm sharing FileZilla right now.
Yes.
Yeah, so because this is hosted on Linux. So this is the database, users, for example, topics. Everything it's all text files.
Okay, and the individual text files. Okay, that's better than I thought.
Yeah. And then I had users like this, but then I realized because on a file system, when you have a lot of files like this, it actually grows the folder size too. And it needs even more time to access the file because the folder is just a list of pointers to files.
Yes.
And so basically it became very slow, and that's why you have number 0. And then after some amount of users, I would create a folder number 1. So, and then you have files, and then these are your files. Yeah. Happy times.
This is disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But it brings memories.
I bet it does. Okay, if I close it.
Those are the beginnings. You asked me how did I start.
Oh yeah, didn't I? Yeah, well that's a...
Yeah, you did. If you remember what you asked me half an hour ago, yeah. While I was trying to log in.
Yeah. Well, that's an interesting way to start for sure, and that's that's certainly a more interesting project than I did back when I first started programming. Because back when I started, I just did like a game within a library called Greenfoot, which is like a Java game library. Don't recommend it; it's a terrible library. But like making a website like that with such a I wouldn't call it, it's unique for now, but at the time it was just like that's the style that everything was in. It's just a piece of history that won't ever come back.
Yeah. But it was not actually my aim to be competitive to Facebook or anyone.
I hope not with text files.
Yeah, of course. It was just my personal project, my passion to actually build. I was challenging myself. Can I do this with my knowledge so far? And I just did it. So, yeah. I had another thing. I had a game. Which is, if you heard about OGame, it's a web browser-based game where you have planets, you colonize planets, you send your fleet, attack other people. Basically, they have their universe. You have galaxies. Each galaxy can have 255 solar systems, and then each system can have 15 slots for planets, and that's it. So what I did, I made a 2D infinite universe. I mean, infinite in a sense. the big int in database for coordinates.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had that game, and I worked with one guy. He actually gave me a really nice server and everything, but that game just failed. So yeah, that was my second project after this, and it was with a database, not with text files.
Moving up in the world.
Yeah. Someone is trying to call me for the 5th time.
Maybe it's important.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay. What time is it at your place? Like 10 p.m. already?
Yeah, 10:03 p.m. because we have half-hour time zones here. Don't ask me why.
And don't ask me why we both thought it's going to be your Friday, not Saturday.
Yeah. I think it was because the time that I gave you was from the day before, so it sort of got a bit confusing. Because I said my time frame was from like 10 p.m. GMT or whatever. Anyway.
Time zones.
Yeah, time zones are weird. But regardless, I was happy to record Saturday night anyway. It's no issue. Like, I've done plenty of podcasts like on Saturdays in the first place. But I did think it was, since I thought it was yesterday, I sort of planned my entire day around that. So I was planning to work on an assignment, and then I ended up just planning my entire week of videos because it was like, oh, it's 5 o'clock now. I don't really have time to work on that stuff as well. And then I just kept doing it. Then I realized, oh, no, actually not today. Well, that's slightly
That's
bothersome.
why I asked you last evening, your evening. If you want, we can do it right now, but I didn't realize it was too late for you.
No, it was 11 p.m.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to do podcasts that late. My issue is the fact that I live with other people. Like, if I live by myself, I would do podcasts at 4 a.m. I don't care.
Yeah, this apartment I'm in, it's my wife's. We are not renting, but we are. The wall next to me is another apartment. So, and it's really it's a really thin wall, and I couldn't do that in the evening. That's another reason.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I live in a share house right now, so I've got 2 other housemates, and it's not that big of a deal. The only problem is that one of their bedrooms is directly through this wall in front of me.
Yeah, so you can't really talk and laugh in the middle of the night. Yeah. Same here.
But one day I'll move in my own place. I want to move somewhere rural, get really far away from the city.
Yeah, did you notice that in last 20 years, many people moved to the city, and now everyone is moving away from the city again?
Yeah, I think
that's really cool.
I think it's going to happen a bit more now, especially with like how dangerous people are realizing the cities actually are. But I think the big thing now is a lot of people realize you don't really need, like, a lot of people, especially now, they're doing work from home. They're realizing, oh, I don't actually need to be in the city to do my job. Like, there's no reason for a dev to be in the city, for example. Like, most places you can do remote work to some extent.
And you can go actually wherever you want.
And there's more and more places that are realizing that that's a thing that's possible, and I don't know. I would like to move out rural somewhere. That would be nice. It's a dream one day. Once I'm, I guess, financially independent, I can get out there, live my boring farm life, and it'll be nice.
Yeah, because with money you could do anything. You can buy your passport or whatever. Right now, for example, because I'm so happy to be happy in quotes to be born in Serbia. I need to, even if I go somewhere, I can stay maximum of 6 months outside, and I need to go back home, or I need a visa for any place. So it's just nonsense. I consider myself a citizen of the planet, not of this country. It was just a coincidence I was born here, but explain that to anyone.
Well, it gives you a cool accent, so it's not all bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Good.
Well, I think we should probably wrap it up there. We're going on... Well, we're just past 2.5 hours now, and I have run out of topics, so... We can do this again any other time. But I enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun.
Me too. I can't compare it with anything else before because this was my first time. But it was really, really nice, and I'm so happy you had me as your
you're
guest.
welcome back anytime, man. Like this was one of the most fun episodes I've had. Like I really do enjoy talking to people who are really enthusiastic about what they like.
Thank you so much.
Well, the way I usually end these is giving a shout out to a channel that I've been watching lately and the guest has been watching. So is there anyone out there that you think deserves a bit more attention than they're currently getting?
Well, let's give a shout out to the channel that's still on YouTube, and I want to see them on Library.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're still uploading this to YouTube, right?
Yes, I am.
So his username is C. Cooper.
C. Cooper?
Yeah. He runs a video game store. So that's another topic I'm like following. I like retro video games. He's a collector. He runs a video game store, and he does a daily vlogs about his life and his store and everything. So I would love to see him on Library, so I don't need to go to YouTube anymore. He's the last person I need.
An absolutely glorious beard.
Yeah. My cat.
This cat.
He's shouting out because you asked him to shout out.
Well, since we're talking about really small channels, I guess I can mention the one that I got that YouTube decided to start mentioning to me a little while ago. His name is, if I can spell it correctly, is it going to come up? Will it come up? No, it's not going to come up. Okay, well, thank you, YouTube. Well, do I have another one here?
Okay. I'm coming.
Do I? You know what? Okay. Well, I'm just going to say, if you're not already watching EEVblog, go subscribe to EEVblog. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I mentioned EEVblog at the beginning of this podcast. Yeah.
He's got a massive channel already, but go watch his channel if you're not already. He makes breakdowns of electronics. He does a lot of debunking of various terrible Indiegogo projects and Kickstarter projects. Those are always fun. And yeah, he supports LBRYlytics, so go support him.
I also have another creator that uses LBRYlytics.
Yes.
It's Julian Ilett. He's also like creating his own electronics projects. And he's in close relation to BigClive.com, if you heard about him.
Yes.
So they are like in UK region. Big Clive is from Manx, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And Julian is from UK.
Those
three, EEVblog, Julian Ilett, and Big Clive are my like three favorite guys for electronics.
Julian, how do you spell the last name?
Like this.
Ilett. Okay. Yeah, I was never going to be able to guess that. I can see a video on Big Clive's channel. Why can I not find this? I'm going to go to Google.
And you were mentioning beards. So Big Clive actually has some podcast streams about
good morning all.
Manx Beard Club.
Here we go. Now I found Julian. Yeah, he definitely makes videos in the same sort of style as Big Clive.
Yeah. Like a bench and
bench and top-down camera. Breaking all the rules of how you should make a YouTube video. It doesn't matter. Yeah, this is cool. I'll have to check this out.
But Julian is more like making his stuff, and Big Clive is more like tearing down stuff and drawing schematics.
And we'll bring Big Clive's channel.
And you said, C. Cooper, yes, it is a small channel.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. We could shout out to bigger ones. For example, I didn't see Metal Jesus on Library.
That name is ringing a bell.
Metal Jesus rocks.
Metal Jesus.
Also a retro video game collector.
Oh, no, okay, I was thinking of someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of these channels sound pretty great. I'll have to check them out, I guess. And anyone else listening, go check them out as well, I guess. Yeah. Unless you have anything else to say, I think we can end it there.
Yeah, that's it.
Cool, so I actually never played the intro this week, but sure, I'll just play it as the outro, it's fine. Where can people find you on the internet? Where can they find your projects?
On my website, it's the best, I think. Because, yes, I am on Facebook, I am on Twitter, but I'm really going once a month to check the Facebook. On Twitter, I was almost never. Just a few days ago, I started actually using it because I needed to talk to you. And
yeah.
So my website or my library channels. Why not?
I'll leave links to both of them down below as well. Yeah. Also, go check out the LBRYlytics website, and if you're liking it, then how was it that people can support you?
They can buy me a coffee. There is an option for that, or they can just send some LBC or tip or whatever.
Do you have your?
I'm not asking for anything. It's just your own goodwill, but the server needs fuel to run, and that fuel is coffee.
Do you have your LBC address on the LBRYlytics website? If not, it wouldn't hurt to add it.
Yeah, I don't. But you can go and tip my channel. Yeah, whatever.
Cool.
No, on LBRYlytics you can. There is an icon for coffee. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't understand what you were asking. There is a donation page on LBRYlytics with a coffee icon.
Does that have your LBC address on it as well, or is it just the buy me a coffee thing?
No, everything is there. LBC, okay, Bitcoin, coffee.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
And Ethereum. Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, go check that out if you're liking LBRYlytics. So unless you have anything else to say, I think we can sign off. You're all good?
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you so much for having me, and see you next time.
Before we end, I've actually got to read out my supporters, but sure.
Okay.
It's all good. Before we go, I would like to thank my supporters. A special thank you to Joachim, Corbinian, Andrew, Craig, Nathan, Monster, Joe, Sapidity, Roe, Tony, Brennan, Donald, John, Marek, Mikkel, Nephite, Tees, and Zilva. That's getting very difficult to say in one breath. If you want to go check out my main channel stuff, that's available on the Brody Robertson channel on Library, YouTube, BitTube, and other I think it's on it's on Facebook as well if you want to watch it there. It just gets synced over there, I don't care. This channel is Library First, this podcast. It is always going to be up on Library First. It's always up 2 or so days before, and then later it comes out as an audio release and also as a video release on YouTube. I might bring back the audio release to be in line with the library release as well, but I'm always lazy and forget to upload it. Anyway, all that stuff is there, and you can go support my work down below with my links. They'll be under the guests. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much everything for us. How do you want to sign off the podcast?
I just did instead of you. So, yeah.
Well, I will.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no worries, man.
I hope we speak more. We have more podcasts like this, and it was really fun talking to you, and we touched many topics, and for sure there are many more topics because we have similar interests, so that's why it's interesting.
Well, yeah, we could easily fill up a podcast just talking about programming, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I will.
Okay.
I'll just play the outro music, and we can sign off there. Cool. Thank you guys for listening, and as always, it's been a lot of fun.
Bye.
You know, I keep saying I'm going to make a proper solution for this, but I'm still going to keep playing it with my phone just because it's easy.
Okay, so I should check on my cat what's happening on the terrace. I didn't close him, but maybe he saw something downstairs, or some other cat.
Maybe he did. I guess I'll stop the recording now.
I can't wait. I can't wait to...
I should stop the recording. I'll do it eventually. Okay, yeah.
No, but you played the outro, right?
I did. Well, yeah, we'll sign off now.